Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of March 22nd, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Libra, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. The tarot card of the week reading is intended to give you something to consider or think about so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, let's begin. Tapping into the Libra collective now for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card of the week here for the Libra collective for the week of March 22nd, 2026? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Your tarot card for the week is the Queen of Swords. What situation in your life do you need to be logical about? At the bottom of the deck, you have Knight of Swords. What action needs to be taken to get something accomplished? Okay. So there's something here. I feel like it's a decision that you need to make, but you need to be logical about it so then you can take action. Let's see where we go with this. Why is the Queen of Swords the tarot card of the week here for the Libra collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I feel like this needs to be a head over heart decision here for you. Tell me more about this here for the Libra collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Three of Cups. And we have the Sun card. At the bottom of the deck, Nine of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Hierophant. This appears here. I'm going to take the Devil there. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel here like you have the opportunity to repeat a toxic cycle with something that has been a staple in your life for quite some time. Now, the Hierophant could be in terms of a job, career, a community organization, political or religious organization as well, or entity. And for others of you, it could be a commitment that you have to a person, whether that commitment is to your partner, your spouse, maybe even your parents. But there's a long-standing commitment here for you. It's been quite difficult for you to achieve happiness with this commitment, and you have the opportunity here to repeat another cycle with it, although this appears to be some type of, there's a shadow aspect here to this particular attachment. Tell me about the Queen of Cups here. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. And there's something here, maybe you're not seeing logically about that. Tell me about the Queen of Cups here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Three of Wands, Temperance, and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. So there's been conflict here. There's been a disruption in the connection that you have. I'm going to call it entity. I know some people get upset when I use that word, but it's a collective general reading. I don't know if that's the energy, like I said, of a corporation, a company, your community, a community, political or religious group that you're part of, or within the context of a marriage or a close relationship. Like this feels very like, this gives me a feeling of obligation. So again, I'm just going to call it an entity. Don't be offended by that word. But it looks like here, there are moments where you contemplate moving on from it in that Three of Wands. But then there's moments here that you think maybe you should open up your heart to it or explore it again. And if it's not the exact person that maybe you had an issue with in the past or organization you had with in the past, it's something quite similar. It's heavy, whatever it is. It's difficult to achieve happiness and success with whomever this is. And for some of you, like I said, they're currently in your life. Like this is repeating a cycle with the same person, let's say over and over and over again. Or repeating a cycle now with someone who's similar to them. Like maybe you were in a toxic job and now you have the potential to enter another toxic job. Maybe you were part of a community group that had a shadow aspect. There was toxicity to it. Now you have the opportunity to enter affiliation with another community group. It's just as toxic. So I know that there's a toxic cycle here repeating, or at least that's what Source is trying to get you to see. Tell me about that Ten of Wands. We're going to do a joint clarification here. Ten of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Sun. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Nine of Cups. You have two cards did come out. Nine of Cups, Five of Cups, and the Death card, bottom of the deck. Three of Pentacles. I think you're trying to make something work over and over again that isn't working. Lifestyle, diet, pattern, affiliation, or connection. You keep trying to make it work. You keep chasing waterfalls. You keep chasing the dream, but it's not working. What wants to show itself? Three of Pentacles. It's not working. You're trying to make something work here, and it doesn't work. It's like dating a person who is very toxic, but you have your own toxic attachment to them, and there's nothing to be ashamed about with that. And it's only an example I'm giving you. And you break up with that person and you say, I'm done with their toxic shit. I'm not going to deal with them anymore. And then the next person you get involved with is just like them. They have the same toxic trait or pattern, or you are exhibiting the same toxic attachment style to them. So there's something like that here at play. It could be the same thing. I hate to call a person a thing, but you know what I mean? It could be the same thing over and over again, or something that is just oddly similar to the last thing that you were in a toxic cycle with. Can you clarify this Hierophant more for me, please? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Wands, Four of Cups, and the Star card, bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles. I feel like you are continually trying to make something work that isn't working. These tend to be specific. So if it's not your reading, or you have been healing, or you've given up on this person, or maybe you're working on this toxic trait within yourself, then it's just not your message. Don't be offended. Just check another placement. I forgot what reading I did before, and I'm like, oh, that's not my person. And that's like, his moon sign. So these are hit or miss. Just check another placement. But there's something like here at play where you're like, I'm determined in that Queen of Wands, even because for me, queens exist in the present based upon their past experience. And then kings take action. It's just how I look at a suit of cards. So this Queen of Wands is like, based upon the past experience, I'm going to do this all over again. And I'm hoping for a different outcome. There's no different outcome here. So it's like, basic example. I gave up drugs, but now I'm at the casino every day. Like all you did was replace one for the other. You never actually got to the core of the addiction. There's a shadow here that is still existing, either in you or in this person, place, or thing that you continue to try to make things work with. And I think Source just wants you to be logical about this, that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result and not receiving a different result, and then continuing to do it over and over again, still expecting a different result. It's the very definition of insanity. So there is an action here. Look at that, Queen of Cups. And you came out as a Queen of Cups, whether you're masculine or feminine. You're like determined to make this work. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think this is a dietary program or an exercise regimen. This is either some type of affiliation you have to a community group or something like that, or it's to a person. I don't think this is even a shadow aspect of yourself in terms of addictions or something like that. I feel like this is a person that you have respect or love or admiration for. What makes this toxic? Because you came up here as the Queen of Cups, and you often think about moving on, Three of Wands, but then at the same time, you open up your heart to this. You're having a difficult time shutting the door on this entity. What makes this toxic? Show me that shadow side there. Show me that shadow side. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The shadow side, Five of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, bottom of that, King of Pentacles. Well, your involvement with this individual comes down to one or two things. There's a toxic codependency, and I believe it's on your part. And it could be, I'm staying in this marriage. I'm going to hold it together because we have shared resources. King to the Queen of Pentacles. They're not happy. I'm not happy. The kids aren't happy. No one is happy. The neighbors can hear us fight. The dogs hide under the bed. But God damn it, for the sake of house and home and finances in the bank, I'm keeping this all together. There's an unhealthy addiction, attachment style. And the other person may have it as well, but this is your reading. And again, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. Just watch another placement. But if this is your reading, the source wants you to go within and just be honest with yourself. You don't have to do anything abrupt here. Just have an honest conversation. Be logical about why do you still want to stay attached to this person or this community group. You know, I have the Seven of Pentacles here. This is giving me the idea of like, what do they call that? Sunk cost fallacy. Well, I've been in this organization for 15 years. I can't leave now. What would the people say? I got to just kind of stay with it. There's arguments, there's emotional detachment. You're not happy, they're not happy. They don't want you to be a member. You technically don't want to be a member anymore either. But there's a feeling, but I've invested so much in that Seven of Pentacles, dues, membership. I've gone to meetings. I've bought that. I'll be damned if I get pushed out of the organization now. It's no longer aligned to who you are. You're not even happy with it. But you're saying it because of an investment like time. That's just an example. I'd be hell-bent if I'm leaving this marriage. We have kids, we have resources, we have money together. You're not happy, they're not happy. There could be infidelity here happening on your side or their side. I'll be damned if I give it up. King of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Five of Pentacles. This is literally wanting to do the same thing over and over again, even though it doesn't feel good, because there's a fear of loss. There's a fear of stability. You're already at an emotional disadvantage here. You're already experiencing a loss here. These tend to be specific. So again, if it's not your reading, don't take it. Anything else Libra needs to know about this? Again, what situation in your life do you need to be logical about? This one. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's not improving. Someone, if not both of you, have emotionally checked out of this. And yet there's something here about the structure it provides. It's a false safety net. The Hierophant there is met with the Devil card. It's a false safety net. The Devil card is Capricorn. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. This is a karmic connection or a karmic lesson. Even if it's with a soulmate, it's still a karmic lesson. There's still a wound there that you need to heal. Otherwise, you'll just keep, and probably a wound that they need to heal as well. I'm not going to put it all on you. You know, we give karmic lessons a bad rap sometimes in tarot. Soulmate or even your twin flame could show that shadow aspect side of you, and you can show it for them. So I'm not telling you that you have to disregard this relationship, but this needs to be taken care of. This needs to be healed, or the cycle is just going to continue between you and this person. Anything else Libra needs to know about this? There's an unhealthy attachment you have to someone and them to you. I'll get you some cards of advice, but let's see if there's anything else you need to know about the attachment here. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Two of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands, and you have the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups. Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Most of you are going to try this again. You're going to have the exact same issue. The root cause here is not being identified. Temperance and Five of Swords. This will, as much as you try to balance it, there's chaos, conflict, arguments, loss, defeat, competition. Someone here wants to win at all costs. I got to keep it all together. It's not why you keep a relationship together. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here. I want to get you advice on what you should do about the logical contemplation you should be making this week. Not from, and I had said that in the beginning of your reading, head over heart. Queen of Swords over the Queen of Cups decision. I want to get you advice on that. I want to get you advice on the shadow attachment style that you seem to have with this person. And you may not have that with everyone in your life, but with this one person or entity or organization you do. It's like, well, I grew up Catholic and now I'm 50 years old and I don't feel like I'm Catholic anymore, right? I'm not speaking for myself. I'm just giving you an example. You know, like maybe I'm more spiritual, or maybe I don't know, maybe you want to become Muslim or something like that, but you're like, but I can't because I'm attached, because what would the family say if I suddenly woke up tomorrow and told them I'm not Catholic, I now want to be a Muslim, or I'm becoming more spiritual and I'm into esotericism and tarot. So it would staying attached to Catholicism. Not calling Catholicism the devil, don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying. The attachment to it, because what would people say if I disengaged from it? That's the toxicity. So I'm going to get you advice on what you can do to think logically about this, advice on the attachment style, and then advice on what you can do with this other individual. Because if it's a person, they have a toxic attachment style to you as well, if it's a person. Queen of Swords. 3 cards of advice here, please, for the logical thinking here that Libra should do this week. One more shuffle. Thank you. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you are continuing to talk to an ex that you shouldn't even be conversing with, but there's a toxic attachment that you have to that ex. Maybe you already got a divorce, or maybe you were never married, you separated, but you still feel the need to stay in touch with them. That's a toxic attachment style. That's an example, maybe only for one of you watching. Queen of Swords holds the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Truth. So this is your advice. 5 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Bottom of that Queen of Cups. There you are again. I know you're an air sign, but you keep showing up as the Queen of Cups. So I think you're trying to open up your heart, or you're trying to stay emotionally regulated with this person, but it is not working, and you need to see this clearly. Ace of Swords to the 5 of Cups to the 10 of Wands. You had the 10 of Wands here as well. It is increasingly difficult, and it's not healthy for you to continue to stay attached to this person or entity the way you have been. Just acknowledge that. This is not healthy. Holding on for all the wrong reasons, or holding on out of an anxious attachment style, or a fear of abandonment, or for resources, or maybe one day we'll get back together again, even though they're an ex. Like, again, whatever this is for you, just acknowledge to yourself that it's not healthy. I feel like that's step 1 here. Tell me advice here for Libra for the shadow side. Advice for them on the shadow side. So yeah, your advice for this week on that is just be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to post it below in the comments. You don't have to tell the world about it. Just be honest with yourself. This is not healthy. The Devil. Clarify the shadow side here. Advice for the shadow side. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 9 of Swords. The Page of Cups. And 2 cards here, the Fool in the World. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. This is a repetitive pattern. Is this a pattern that you want to repeat? Just have an honest conversation with yourself. If I do this again, and I don't heal this wound within me, and this person doesn't heal the wound within them, and we wake up 1 month or 1 year from now, sometimes the World card for me denotes a calendar year of 1 year. If I woke up 1 year from now, I was in exactly the same spot with this person, dealing with whatever betrayal or hurt or pain, whatever's happening here, would I be happy that I made the decision today to continue doing this, to have another cycle with this person? It's all you have to ask yourself. If I woke up a year from now and absolutely nothing changed, and it was still difficult for me to achieve any happiness, and I was emotionally disconnected, and they were emotionally disconnected, and infidelity is still happening on their part or your part, or maybe both, would you be happy with yourself? And for others of you, if you had someone that you cared about come to you for advice, your child when they grew up, or a best friend of yours, and asked you, gave you all of this information and said, I'm thinking of giving this person another try. Nothing has changed. I'm not healing. They're not healing, but we're just going to try again. What answer would you give them if this was your kid or your best friend? Just tell yourself that answer. Again, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to post it below. Just be honest with yourself. 3 cards of advice for the other person. For those of you where this is a person. 3 cards of advice here for the person. I would say in this respect, this would be the cross watcher. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hanged Man, the 4 of Cups, and the Emperor. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands to the 7 of Swords. I feel like the cross watcher is not true to this commitment. The cross watcher is engaging elsewhere. The cross watcher is not happy in this situation, Emperor, Empress. They sit here in the Four of Cups. They stay for all the wrong reasons. Their advice is to go into hangman mode. The hangman card talks about seeing things from another perspective and realizing when it's time to let something go. Sometimes we have to sacrifice something for the good of all. The cross watcher is also stepping out if this is a marriage or a long-term connection. Seven of Swords to the Ace of Wands. Do they want another cycle of that where they're trying to make it work with you, but they're actually betraying you and trying to make it work with someone else? Four of Wands, Two of Wands, and there we go, right back to the Queen of Swords. And most of you know this. Most of you know that this person has someone else on the side. It doesn't look like they're giving them up anytime soon. I have to be honest with you. That is what I have for you, Libra. That was a really hard reading. Yeah, it's time for you to just have a honest, non-emotional, logical conversation with yourself. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. That was a tough reading. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, maybe just found it to be helpful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I wish you a lot of luck with this. Be patient with yourself and have some grace with yourself when you have this conversation this week. As always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.